Okay. Hello everybody, and welcome to a Heroes of Wellspring City FPS. So I am Zen, and today I will be playing everyone's least favorite mayor, Rhett Bronson. And joining me today is...
Tala, playing everyone's uh the feelings towards her are complicated, but I'm playing Brittney Megan Bronson.
uh, all sorts of complicated feelings towards Brittney, but everyone can agree that they hate her dad.
Absolutely.
um, Yeah, so in the last game, uh, weird bad noise making device, y'all found it hidden in a parade float, destroyed it, and then Brittney, you and Nicola sort of tried to pretend, oh, this is definitely how the parade was supposed to go, to get the crowd sort of less suspicious. Um, so it's the next day, Halloween's over, um, and you're doing whatever you do when you're at home, maybe some homework, maybe just texting friends, when you get a knock on the door.
Uh Whoever's on the other side, they can hear muffled. What is it?
And you will hear a familiar voice of the mayor's assistant going, Miss Bronson, Mayor Bronson has requested your presence in his office. Immediately, please.
Oh, oh, that gets her attention right away. She immediately puts down whatever she was doing. I'll say it was homework, and is right out that door immediately.
Yeah. So, Mayor.
Does pause to make sure she's like presentable though. Can't go around looking like she didn't brush her hair this morning or something.
Mm-hmm. So, Mayor Brunson's office is, of course, in the same building where Brittney lives. It's Bronson Tower. Of course, his office is there. But it is on a different floor, so Brittney needs to, like, take the elevator or the stairs up to sort of the head of all of Bronson's businesses where his office is. Um, there's not a ton of through traffic here. It's sort of high enough security that the riffraff and office assistants are, for the most part, kept out. So Brittney finds herself standing before the door to her father's office, and no one is around, and it seems quiet behind the door.
Well, she takes one breath to steel her nerves and knocks on the door, as is polite.
Mm-hmm. And from behind the door, she hears, uh, I have much less practice with this voice, so it might change over the course of the game, but, um, Brittney, is that you? Come in.
All right. She opens the door as you wanted to see me, father,
Yes,
and
I.
closes.
Yes, come sit down. I have some questions to ask you about last night's parade. There is like a he is sitting behind this very large wooden desk, sort of with his back to the door, looking out over the city through a large window. And there are a couple of chairs on the other side of the desk where Brittney can sit.
All right. All right. She picks one of the chairs, sits down.
So, I hear you were at last night's parade at the time when it. Well, at the time when the crowd was driven into something of a panic.
Oh, yes, the Halloween parade. Yeah, I was there. What about it?
Well, from what I heard, you were quite vocally praising the performance of the actors, even though they were not going by the performance schedule, not not doing their actual scripted performance.
Oh, well, could have fooled me. It was a very convincing show that night.
Do you want to roll deception or persuasion?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Let's see, that'll be a plus that. 20 plus 7 for deception. Dirty 20.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna roll insight for him, and that was a
Uh,
nat 1, so he absolutely buys it that Brittney just
you
thought
can
it was
see
all
the
part of the
fucking
performance.
a little halo and angel wings.
Oh man. Yes. Uh so like he gives a little nod and is like, "Yes, the uh I only hire the best actors for all of my performances, of course. But did you by any chance see anyone around the parade that wasn't an actor? That wasn't in costume, or at least wasn't in Bronson branded costume? Anyone acting suspicious?"
Um, and Brittany takes a moment to pretend to think about that before shaking her head. No, sir. I was too focused on the parade.
Hmm. So you didn't see anything at all out of the ordinary?
Not that I can recall. Besides, I guess that explosion itself, but I I didn't see anyone strange or out of place.
Hmm. Did you hear anything?
Uh, no, it was it was a parade, sir. It was very loud, too many noises to make out.
Hmm. Well, apparently one of the actresses on that parade reported hearing someone whisper directly into her ears. So,
Oh,
any idea
what
what
did she
that might have
hear?
been about?
I no, sir. I assume you know just as much as me.
Hmm. And I think he turns his chair around to face her at that and is like, "I have reports from the actors and the police that were on scene, but if you were there as well, there's a chance that you hold some information that I don't. A unique perspective, a bit more, a different vantage point on the scene." You're sure you can't think of anything at all that happened that was unusual, out of place?
Hmm. I Okay, so when he asks that and while he's waiting for an answer, is he just like looking at her?
I think so. I think he's doing that, like, you know, uh, steepled steepled hands with like the fingers sticking up and just like
Ah, I
looking at
see.
her.
let me go ahead and. Because, normally she can keep her cool around a lot of people, but her father is a different breed of man. Never mind, she's A-okay. She shakes her head. No, sir. I just left the party at. I need to come up with a name. I just left the party at Jackson's place to see the parade start, and then all that smoke appeared, and everyone was a little confused. But I just thought it was part of the show, and then that's pretty much it. I don't know what happened that night.
And he's not quite as oblivious, but she still has him fooled. He's looking at her very intently, but she knows how to act in front of him. So he's, he like gives her a very discerning stare and then, sort of relaxes his focus and turns to look out the window again. It's like, well, you're going to need to keep a closer eye out for these sorts of things moving forward. Wellspring City is supposed to be the most perfect city in all of Inkwell. Perfect cities do not have attacks on their parades.
Yes, sir. I'll keep an eye out.
It's already worrisome that this happened in the first place. It cannot happen again.
Of course.
Keep an ear out at your school, will you? I want to know if this was some foolish kids getting a taste for vandalism, or if perhaps it was something more serious.
I will do my best, sir.
Of course you will. You wouldn't want to disappoint me, after all.
No, sir. No, I wouldn't.
Well, if that's all you saw, then I suppose you're dismissed. Let me know if you recall any other details that might stand out.
Of course, Mr. Bronson. And Brittney will get up from her chair and go to leave.
And she is allowed to leave the room. Mayor Bronson continues staring out the big window overlooking the city, and doesn't stop her from leaving the room.
Whew, she lets out the biggest breath once that door is closed and locked. Before she heads back to her room, grabs her phone, and immediately sends a quick little text to the group that basically says, next time something like last night happens, you guys need to be more subtle. I'm not kidding. And she's just gonna sort of lie down in her bed for a moment to recover.
Valid.
Yes. Oh boy, that could have gone very badly if she had not rolled well.
Ooh.
Thank goodness for proficiency.
Indeed. She had
And
good
one
roles. He
day,
had a very bad role.
yeah, one day that will be expertise too.
Hell yeah. Um, I'm trying to think of what else where this is gonna be like the shortest FPS. Um,
I mean, it can just be a short FPS. We did go over everything we wanted to go over, I think.
I think so. Is there anything else that you wanna deal with?
Uh, hmm.
Talis has brought up investigating Bronson's office, which you
You
could
want her to go into her father's office? You want the Brittney to die?
you could roll like a perception on like that floor once you're out of his office and see.
Yeah, sure. I'll go ahead and roll that perception. That, oh, 22.
Yeah.
She is
20,
hyper aware right now.
yeah. So like as Brittney leaves her father's office and like walks through the rest of this like floor of basically the floor where Mayor Bronson's main office is located is like reserved for very high level offices of like the very very important people in town, like the CEOs and CFOs of like Bronson's many companies. It's like all important people up on this floor. And you can tell that like while there aren't a lot of people on this floor, those who are up here seem to also be quite nervous. Like Brittney is like rushing around a little bit. So they have some papers that they're carrying that are maybe coming loose. It seems like overall the mood uh, in this floor is not great. Everyone's a little bit on edge because you'd guess because Mayor Bronson is not in a great mood, and everyone else here works for him and is not so keen on what him not being in a good mood means.
Yeah, I can't imagine why. Well, yeah, Brittany completely understands the bad mojo in the office today. And she is probably gonna stick to her room a little more than she usually would. For at least the rest of the week. Until the mood in the office and the building in general has returned to normal. It She figures it might be better for her if she stays out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no need to like uh have any run-ins or encounters with people that might, prompt more questions.
Yeah. Yeah. And if it's a little harder than usual to get in touch with her after school or on the weekends, then hey, I guess that's just how it's gonna be for a little while. But yeah, I'd say that's about all I wanted to do for this FPS. Mr. Bronson has not gotten any answers, and Brittney has enough self-preservation to not share them.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Are you ready to call it an end here?
I think so. That's all I wanted to cover, so short and sweet.
Short and maybe not sweet.
Short and extremely tense.
Terrifying. If that had been a nat 1 on deception, she rolled.
Yeah, that could have gone so much worse. It went like as well as it could have. So,
Yeah.
all right.
With that, then. Thanks for listening, folks. This has been an FPS in like a little over 20 minutes. Yippee.
Woohoo. Thanks for
For
listening.
being
Bye.
efficient. Goodbye.
Bye.